muffins. First thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and preheat your oven to 350 degrees. And then you're going to want to go ahead and get your ingredients. You need 2 cups sugar, 1 cup oil, 6 tablespoons of milk, 4 eggs, and then either chunky applesauce or a combination of apple pie filling, and then 1/4 cup of applesauce. Dry ingredients are 4 cups flour, 2 teaspoon baking soda, teaspoon baking powder, 1 teaspoon cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon salt, 1/2 teaspoon nutmeg, 1/2 teaspoon allspice, and then your topping of brown sugar and cinnamon. First thing you want to do is dump your apple pie filling into a bowl, and you're going to use a pastry blender and chop all of that up into very small pieces so you don't have large chunks of apples in your muffin. Then you want to add your applesauce to that mixture and just stir it up a little bit so that it's all combined. Again, you could use a 24-ounce jar of chunky applesauce instead. If you do use apple pie filling, make sure it is sugar-free. Next, you're going to add your sugar, your oil, your milk, and your eggs to the chunky applesauce, and go ahead and stir all of that up really well. There's not really risk of overbeating this part of the mixture, so make sure it is really good and combined. You could either use a rubber scraper or you could use a whisk to do this part. Next, you're going to want to combine your dry ingredients. We have your flour, your baking soda, your baking powder, your salt, and then your spices of cinnamon, nutmeg, and allspice. And then go ahead and give that a quick stir. Now, after you have stirred this part together, you want to make a well in the middle of the ingredients. Remember, you always do that when you are making muffins to catch the liquids. This helps prevent over mixing. And go ahead and pour your liquid ingredients into that well. And combine. Now, at this point, you want to make sure that you just combine until the ingredients come together. You do not want to overmix your muffins. If you do, it can cause peaks and tunnels and cause them to dome. Next, you're going to take your large muffin pans. We are going to grease and flour by using Crisco. Put a little Crisco on the towel. Go ahead and swipe through each one of the muffin tin sections. Make sure you thoroughly coat every section. Then put a little flour over that grease. And then you'll want to take the pan and tap it all around, and then tap it out. I usually tap it on the edge of the garbage can, and you should see a good coating all throughout both of the pans. Next, you want to go ahead and distribute your batter evenly amongst the muffin tins. The easiest way is probably do 1 scoop in each of the little muffin cups, and then go back and redistribute what you have left over. You should end up with 12 large muffins. Then combine your topping of brown sugar and cinnamon. Sprinkle it a little bit across the top of each of the muffins. This is before you are baking the muffins. And your muffin pans should be ready to go in the oven at this point. When you put these in the oven, they must always go on the bottom rack, and you will want to stagger them on the bottom rack. There you go. Make sure you stagger them so that one is closer to the back and one is closer to the front. This allows the air to flow evenly throughout the pans as they cook. And then you'll want to set your timer for 25 minutes. Now, for these particular oven or muffins, make sure that you toothpick test them. You typically have to add about 5 extra minutes of cook time. When they come out, stick a toothpick in the middle. If it comes out without any wet batter on it, they are done. Then take your straight edge spatula and go ahead and loosen the edges. Notice the muffin pans are sitting on the cooling racks to allow them to cool underneath. We loosen the edges and kind of give them a little lift to take them out. And that's it. Enjoy your muffins.